chair wishes to make an announcement regarding the decorum in the House chamber. The chair appreciates that members will differ on matters of policy and will seek to express those differences. But the chair would hope that the business of the House could be conducted in a fashion that respects positively on the dignity and the decorum of this institution to which we all belong.
All right, that was madness on the House floor last night. We'll have more with Louis Gohmert in just a few minutes, but we continue now with 2016 presumptive Republican presidential nominee Donald Trump. Did you watch that last night? And if you did, your thoughts?
I did. Well, it's a shame. I've never seen anything like it in this country. I've never seen anything like what I saw last night. And, you know, they got to go out and win elections. Right now, they're not winning the elections, so they figure we'll protest. It's too bad. I think it's a shame. It's a shame there's not more unity. And you remember, and I remember, not so long ago when Democrats, Republicans sort of got together a little bit, at least, right? And in some cases, a lot. Reagan and Tip O'Neill, as an example, yeah. President Reagan. And, you know, they got along. The president and Tip O'Neill, and they got along, and they could get things done. Today, it's not that way. But that's a shame when you see that. Very sad.
Yeah. 4-4 Supreme Court decision, a defining issue for you, which is immigration, upholds a lower court ruling that the president acted illegally, unconstitutionally, with executive orders, something he himself said he didn't have the authority to do. He said it some 20-some-odd times. It also was part of your speech yesterday. You talked about a letter from a mother of a slain policeman. We actually have pictures of this guy. You were criticized when you first said that people crossed the borders. They were guilty of rape and murder, some of them. You said not all of them. Does this highlight the need for that border wall? And do you think you can get this done with Republicans?
Oh, I do, absolutely. I think that it was a great victory, really, for the Constitution. If you look at what happened, I mean, this was an amazing day for the Constitution. It was certainly a bad day for Obama. And we'll see how it all plays out. But it just shows you how important the election is, because if the wrong person gets in, the wrong person's going to put the wrong justice of the Supreme Court in there, and you're going to have a 4-4 is going to go to a 5-4 decision against. And this is just one. This is on immigration, and this was really, I mean, he had an open-door policy. Just walk across, do whatever you want, stay and enjoy your life. And our country's in trouble. I mean, this is costing us a fortune. The whole immigration mess is costing us a fortune as a country. And we want to be good to people, but we want people to come into our country legally, not just walk across and they're here and welcome to the United States. We can't do that. So we owe $19 trillion going to $21 trillion very shortly because of the budgets that were passed, and we can't let this happen. This was a big victory today, and it really is going to highlight how important the presidential election coming up is going to be.
Where are you in the process in terms of vetting people for high positions should you win the presidency, especially vice president?
Well, I think I'm pretty far down the line. I've got some wonderful people for wonderful positions that I think about that I know like it. Many, many people want to be vice president. It's very interesting. I'm getting calls from people. I want to be, you know, top of the line people that are in your show a lot. We're getting calls from a lot of people. We have some terrific potential candidates for vice president. The only people that say they don't want it are the people that were never asked. They're always saying, well, we've decided to turn it down, but there's nothing to turn down because they were never asked. But yeah, we have many people that want that position, and I will say we have some incredibly talented people that will be put in cabinet positions and other positions. You'll be very proud of it.
All right, let me ask, this is a pretty interesting Bloomberg poll that only 55% of Bernie supporters will support Hillary. 22% will go to you. As you look, we can look at the national polls till we're blue in the face, but it's really going to come down to, and right now the polls have you very even in Florida, Ohio, and Pennsylvania. But it also means North Carolina, Virginia, maybe a state like New Jersey, maybe Michigan, maybe Wisconsin, Iowa, New Hampshire, New Mexico, Colorado, and Nevada. It always seems to come down to that, and it seems that it's much harder for a Republican to get those electoral votes because look at the big prize, for example, in California. As you look at the map, you keep saying you're going to run a 50-state campaign. Does that mean you're going to try and win all 50 states?
No, we're going to run a campaign that where a lot of states that were never traditionally in play for a Republican are going to be, I think we have a chance to get them. including Connecticut. Look at the polls in Connecticut. They look very good, and no Republican would go there and campaign. I love Connecticut. I've lived in Connecticut, and it's a great place, and it's got big problems. So, I mean, we're going to run a campaign that a lot of states are going to be in play that would not be in play for other people that we've beaten in the primaries. I will say, as an example, Michigan. I'm doing very well in Michigan. We're doing very well in New Jersey. The polls in New Jersey look fantastic. You saw today North Carolina. I'm up 2 in North Carolina. And that's being hammered by the press. I mean, I've been hammered by the press very unfairly for weeks. And they are just hammering Trump. I mean, you look at CNN today where they put out false reports. And
by the way, that's not
ridiculous.
Unusual. Just a side note.
It's not. No. I've heard this for years. I never thought it would be as dishonest as it is. I mean, the mainstream media just hammers me, you know, as your candidate.
They actually aired a tape of how many breaths you took this morning. I'm like, really? That's, you know, are they going to do that to Hillary? Are they going to look into Hillary's, you know, money that she took from all these countries and didn't criticize them, that have atrocious human rights records? I don't see a lot of investigative work over there on that side of the aisle.
No, it's very unfair. I mean, I'm just telling you, look, I don't mind. If I do something wrong, let me have it. But, you know, I'll have days which are so good, and I'll say, I look forward to seeing what happens tomorrow, because that should be a very good day, and they will take things that are so good, and they'll skew them and turn them, like CNN did with this, you know, with its reporting from yesterday, where facts were skewed the wrong way by them. And, you know, I will tell you, we're doing so well in the polls. You see, even the national polls were very close. But in these key states and in certain states that really weren't, and forget about even the key states, we're doing well there. But states that are never in play for Republicans, we're really doing unbelievably well there. So I think we're going to have a very, very good time of it. And I think we're going to do well in November, and I think we're going to win in November. But we will see what happens. But I think we're going to do really well.
All right, Mr. Trump, thank you for being with us. Appreciate it.